Hi, I'm Lulu with Little Llama Crochet. Are you ready to learn how to crochet cornrows for amigurumi? Let's get started. So first we're going to start with a slip knot. Excellent. And then I like to tighten it using my crochet hook. So you're going to see where you want to line up your hairline for your amigurumi. So first you're going to insert your hook underneath a stitch, and then you're going to place your slip knot on top of your hook, and then you're going to pull that knot through, and then you're going to place one chain, a single chain. So you'll work a single chain. And then in this first way to complete cornrows for amigurumi, you're going to be working a slip stitch followed by a slip stitch underneath the very kind of the top stitches. So you don't want to go deep into the filling. You want to just go right underneath the head. I guess technically the scalp, but it sounds weird to say that. So you're going to work one slip stitch, and then you're going to yarn over and slip stitch again. I find the trick to this is going to be easing up on your tension. If you tend to be a tight crocheter, you're going to want to loosen your tension in order to feed enough of the yarn so that you're able to make two slip stitches. So you'll insert your hook underneath the stitch out the other side, and then you're going to yarn over, pull all the way through to complete a slip stitch, and then you're going to yarn over again and pull through that single loop to finish your second slip stitch. And then you're just going to keep working that all the way back in your row. Okay, it's going to be a slip stitch followed by a slip stitch, and then I like to incorporate the yarn tail from our knot there. It just gets weaved in really nicely. And so here you can see the cornrows coming together. I find it creates a really nice crisscross pattern there, which is beautiful, the cornrows for the amigurumi. Now, as you can see, so the hardest part, and I'm going to just fully admit, I'm not great at braiding in my real life as well. And so as you can see, there's kind of a bit of a gap here, because like when you're first learning to do this, it's hard to line them up straight, or again, you're going to be thinking that you're going in a straight line, but then compared to the next braid beside you, you realize you're not. So that's fine. Just frog it and start again. It's a learning process. Your first cornrows don't have to be perfect, you know. It's just like real life. Well, these are going to be more permanent. So yeah, I would do them again so that they're done nicely. But as you can see here, I try and, I think I'm going in a straight line in the video, but I actually find out is a curve slightly. But that's okay. It's also what makes it more human. Yeah. Okay. So once you've worked your double slip stitches all the way down to where you're ready for your braids to come either finish, and then you're going to do a little kind of like braid at the end of your cornrow, or what you could do is technically you could cut your yarn there and then weave it right in, and you get like a really tight fine braid to the scalp there, which would look really nice. But what I like to do is just work a little bit of a braid at the end. So when you're done, you're going to work your final two slip stitches, and then you can start chaining to incorporate your braid. So in order to create a braid, you're going to chain to your desired length, and then you're going to work a single crochet back up the chain, and it will start to curl as you do that. So chain 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. If you would like a video on how to chain, I will place that in the description box. And then you'll work your single crochet back up the chain in order to complete your braid. And then once you're done that, you're ready to cut your yarn tail and weave in your yarn end. And I like to weave in the yarn end back and forth through the braid itself because I find that adds a little bit more volume to your braid. We're already expecting the braid to have crosses in it, and then it also doesn't go through your amigurumi. It's just easier on the hands, I find. It's really nice. So yes, you'll pull your yarn tail after your final slip stitch. So you'll slip stitch your braid back to the top of the the bottom of the cornrow there. Cut your yarn tail. And then now you're ready to weave it in, and you'll work weaving it up the braid. Looks so great. I had to finish the arms just especially for the video, which was good. It was great motivation. The other way of adding cornrows is by working a slip stitch, a running slip stitch all the way down the hairline that you want, and then you're going to be working a single crochet back up the cornrow underneath the slip stitches that you just created, because then they create a little pathway underneath the scalp line that's really easy for the crochet hook to follow under. So yeah, you'll slip stitch here, and then you're just going to keep slip stitching. So usually in the last one we did slip stitch, whereas this one you're going to just run a slip stitch all the way down. And as you'll see, it also creates actually two really nice lines, which means you could, if you just wanted to, you know, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, if you did 6 cornrows like that, you'd actually turn out with 12 braids. If you wanted to just keep the run of slip stitches. I also wanted to say just doing running slip stitch is what created this little racing stripe on the driving uniform here. After that's completed, so it should go back. I'll show you how we were going to work the single crochets underneath the slip stitches that you just placed. And I find that this creates actually a cornrow with more volume, and those are the cornrows that I worked first on this amigurumi doll before placing her braids. And then what I like to do if I'm working these cornrows is you could either cut your yarn tail here and weave it in, or I like to actually curve it around, and then it kind of looks like a continuous hairline, which is really pretty. And now you can see, comparing these two cornrows, that the cornrows that are slip stitch are a bit thinner, sit closer to the head, work a finer line, whereas the ones that are slip stitch single crochet really create this a lot of volume. Cornrow with a lot of volume. Voluminous is what I was going to try and say. Voluminous. I'm not sure how do you say it. But yes, this really nice cornrow here. So it's up to you which one you like. Try them all out. It's really fun because then you can start creating cool designs with the cornrows. That's what my next thing is, like, how do we do, you know, crisscross weaves? How do you could create spirals and then attach, you know, really cool designs on top of spirals. Have you seen, oh my gosh, what's the movie? Hair? Anyhow, I think no, it's not. Anyway, if you'd like a more in-depth tutorial on ways to attach braids to amigurumi, be sure to watch this next video.